Marianne with IT, are we good to broadcast?
The stream is live. Thank you.
Okay. I will call the roll. Senator Howe, Senator Hanger.
Here.
Senator Pavola.
Here.
Delegate Delaney.
Here.
Delegate Van Valkenburg.
Here.
Delegate Wyatt.
Here.
Delegate Torian.
Here.
Madam Speaker.
Here.
Secretary Lane.
Here.
And Secretary Johnson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, thank you, Hobie. Good afternoon. Today is March the 11th, 2021, and this is a meeting of the Public-Private Partnership Advisory Commission. I am Amigo Wade, Acting Director for the Division of Legislative Services, and the division provides staff support services to the Commission. So a couple of very quick reminders for members and staff and other people who are going to be speaking at this virtual meeting. Remember to keep your microphone on mute if you're not talking. And when you do want to say something, take off the mute and state your name so that we can have the record clear. The other thing is that it is a little odd to have staff so prominently involved. And part of the reason for that is because this being the first meeting since we've had new people appointed, one of the two orders of business today will be to elect a chair and a vice chair. But before we get to that, since there are a lot of new members on, I want to give you some very brief background in terms of the commission and just and its past work. I promise you it will only be about 5 minutes. The commission was created in 2007 for the purpose of advising state entities on proposals that have been received under the Public-Private Education Infrastructure and Facilities and Infrastructure Act of 2002. It's commonly called PPEA. From an overall standpoint, the statute creating the commission does not require every proposal to be reviewed by the commission. There are two types of proposals or categories that are specifically included. That includes projects that cost is expected to be under $3 million and projects that are over $3 million to under $50 million, but are specifically included in the Appropriation Act as a public-private partnership. For the other, in addition to those two specifically excluded categories, the process established by the statute allows the commission to accept or decline proposals for review. And there are lots of reasons that that can be done. And as I go over some of the previous actions of the commission, you can kind of get an idea of that. In this advisory capacity, and I want to make sure that I stress that it is an advisory role. You do not have the ability to approve or disapprove any proposal. But in that advisory role, if it is accepted to be reviewed, then you would have an additional 35 days from today to provide findings and recommendations to the public body. And after that, once that has been received, the public body can go forward and negotiate the comprehensive agreement, which is a defined term under the PPEA. But they also would have to provide a report to the commission indicating how the recommendations were addressed in that comprehensive agreement. In terms of past actions, since 2007, there have only been 4 sets of proposals that have been presented. In 2011, 2 proposals came involving the Fort Monroe Authority. They were not accepted because they were under the $3 million threshold. In 2014, the proposal was received from James Madison University. That proposal was not accepted because a state public body was not a contracting entity. It was the city of Harrisonburg. And in 2019, the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Services submitted a proposal for review, but they subsequently, it was accepted for further review, but they subsequently withdrew that proposal. So this is the first time that you've had a proposal before you. That is basically it. If there are any questions about the role and purpose and the and past actions, I can answer them now. And if not, I will turn it over to the clerk to move forward with the election of the chair and vice chair.
right. We'll open the floor for nominations of a chair. Are
Obie,
there any
this is Senator Hanger. I have a motion.
I'd like to
I'd like to move that Delegate Torian be chair and that Senator Howe be vice chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
All right. Are there any other nominations? We will close the nominations. All those in favor of Delegate Torian as chair and Senator Howe as the vice chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Delegate Torian, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all very much. And we are delighted to be here. And the next item on our agenda is to address the detailed proposal that was submitted by George Mason University. So I'm going to turn it over to Amigo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The detailed proposal that's before you relates to the development of the Institute for Digital Innovation, also called the IDEA HQ project by George Mason, and it utilizes the PPEA. It's submitted pursuant to Section 30-280. The statute, and do note that we have at least 4 representatives from the university that are on. Carol Kissel, who is Senior Vice President for Administration and Finance, Ann Gentry, who is the Associate General Counsel, Steve Goulden, who is the Director of Strategic Real Estate Initiatives, and Mark Smith, who is the Executive Director for State Government Relations, who we see down here a lot hanging around in the shadows. Now, as this is presented to you today, you basically, the issue that is before you is whether you accept or decline the proposals for review. If you accept the proposals for further review, then you will have 35 days from today to, as I mentioned earlier, to mention or to provide findings and recommendations, and understanding that those findings and recommendations will be sent to GMU if you decide to accept for review. And the obligation for the university after that is to provide the commission with a report indicating how those findings and recommendations were addressed in the negotiated interim or comprehensive agreement. If you decide to decline the proposals for review, then George Mason may proceed with moving to the negotiating stage. And that's basically what I had for you. If there were questions that the members may have of the GMU representatives that are on, I do note that one of the delicate things here is that we are dealing with proprietary information, and depending on the level of questions that the members may have, I would suggest that you consider going into executive session or closed session. I'm sorry, my former life.
Thank you. Let me first poll the members to see if there are any questions. And if you could tell me if there are any questions, then I think we will take up your recommendation, Amigo, and go into closed session. Are there any questions from the members for the George Mason representatives?
Delegate Torian, this is Secretary Lane, if I may, please.
Okay, since you have a question for George Mason, I am going to recommend, Amigo, that you put us into closed session, please.
Mr.
Okay,
Chair, that was,
You're back
Go
in
ahead,
live
Ken.
now. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, and I move that the Public-Private Partnership Advisory Commission convene a closed session pursuant to the exemption located in paragraph 2.23711A 28 of the Code of Virginia to discuss proprietary records related to a detailed proposal under the Public-Private Education Facilities and Infrastructure Act of 2002 submitted by George Mason University.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we enter into a closed session.
Senator Howe, Senator Hanger,
Yes.
Senator Favola,
Aye.
Delegate Delaney,
Aye.
Delegate Van Valkenburg,
Aye.
Delegate Wyatt,
Aye.
Secretary Lane,
Aye.
Secretary Johnson, Madam Speaker,
Aye.
and Delegate Torian.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 nays.
So are we good to proceed? Okay,
So moved.
Second.
Second.
You're back live. Thank you.
All right, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, there's a piece that you have to read as we reconvene in open session, and then there has to be a roll call vote.
Got it right here, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
We will now take a recorded vote certifying that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the opening meeting requires a FOIA, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the public body. At this time, we'll have a roll call by the clerk.
Senator Howe, Senator Hanger,
Yes.
Senator Favola,
Aye.
Delegate Delaney,
Aye.
Delegate Van Valkenburg,
Aye.
Delegate Wyatt,
Aye.
Delegate Torian,
Aye.
sorry, Madam Speaker,
Aye.
Secretary Lane,
Yes.
Secretary Johnson.
Yes.
9 ayes, 0 nays.
Thank you. And I believe at this time it is appropriate to entertain a motion.
Move we adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we decline to review the packet from George Mason University so they may proceed.
I will second that.
It has been moved and seconded that we decline a review of the packets from George Mason University so that they may proceed. This should be a recorded vote. So clerk, please call the roll.
Mr.
Senator
Chairman,
Howe, oh,
Yes. Who's
for discussion. Yeah, it's Delegate Wyatt. Mr. Chairman, I plan to abstain only because I just received this information just the last few days ago. And being new, I'm not up to speed with what's going on. It looks like a fantastic project. I do not want to delay the project. And I really appreciate Mr. Smith yesterday, Mark Smith, taking my call, and I spoke to him in length about the project. But at this time, I will have to abstain from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other unreadiness? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Howe, Senator Hanger,
Aye.
Senator Favola,
Aye.
Delegate Delaney,
Aye.
Delegate Van Valkenburg,
Aye.
Delegate Wyatt,
Abstain.
Secretary Lane,
Aye.
Secretary Johnson.
You're muted, Renly.
Aye.
Thank you. Madam Speaker,
Aye.
Delegate Torian.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstention.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. And at this time, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we do now stand adjourned. Commission members, thank you so very much. And everyone, please remain safe. We shall rise. We'll adjourn.
Thank you. Thank you.